We're underway for our 7th super fight of the night. So we can hear Jackie Hughes' corner calling out some very specific instructions. This is clearly a position they have trained extensively. Be interested to see if Jackie Hughes is able to use this position to her advantage. We saw in one of our earlier matches tonight, unfortunately, one of our athletes just getting pinned on the bottom, looking for leg locks, and unfortunately, the entire match elapsed. She was never able to get that leg lock. We'll see now if Jackie Hughes is able to get that entry. And you can see Alice on top very wisely playing with a V-grip in the armpit of Jackie Hughes. She's now turned it into an underhook. She's starting to look very dominant on top. And there has been a general trend in the sport of jiu-jitsu recently to try and put very heavy pressure on top inside of the guard, do what people now refer to as camping, and essentially just wait inside of your partner's guard and try and gas them out as much as possible. Definitely looks to me like Alice is trying to do that here. And it usually takes some pretty sophisticated attacks from the athlete on the bottom to counter that sort of style. Alice constantly playing with a hand inside the armpit of Jackie Hughes. You'll notice very often she's got a V-grip in the armpit of Jackie Hughes, making it impossible for Jackie to start taking her shoulders up off the mat and denying an underhook for Jackie Hughes. Jackie finally getting a clean leg entry. She's been looking for it for ages. She gets it. Looking to make the most of it now. Interesting decision by Jackie Hughes to pass the leg across to 50-50. She now uses the position to heist and get on top. A great decision, in my opinion. And Jackie Hughes was in on what we call a butterfly Ashi. But unfortunately for her, it looks like her opponent, Alice, has now gotten her knee down to the floor and is starting to put a ton of pressure on the guard of Jackie Hughes. Well done by Jackie, finds herself back in on the leg. Jackie Hughes' coach calling for her to tombstone the leg. That means hold on to the ball of the foot and the heel and essentially rip it over to the other side of your body. Would have put Alice in a terrible position. We saw earlier in the night in Ethan Phillips's match an inside Ashigurami, but fortunately for Alice, she manages to pull out before that occurred. But nonetheless, some very sophisticated attacks from Jackie Hughes.
The judges score this to the blue corner.
Jackie Hughes taking our last round. I would expect Jackie is probably going to try and play the same game because it worked quite well for her in the first round. Alice's corner calling to not accept that butterfly, meaning they do not want the left leg shoelaces of Jackie Hughes inside of the thigh of Alice Grostein, if that makes sense. It is some pretty sophisticated grappling going on here from these competitors. Another really nice entry by Jackie Hughes. And I'm sure very irritatingly for Jackie Hughes, Alice seems to always try and counterattack. She doesn't give Jackie's attack too much respect. She just looks for an attack of her own, which can be quite frustrating when you are someone who likes attacking the legs. Nothing more annoying than trying to rip someone's knee off and then they start snapping your ankle. Jackie digging out an outside heel hook now. This one looks a little bit tighter. She's got a deep grip on the heel of Alice, putting solid finishing pressure on that lock. Jackie, obviously a very talented and well-versed leg locker. She is receiving some of the most specific and sophisticated advice I've heard from the corners the entire night. Clearly has a coach who has trained with her extensively and knows exactly her game, which is always great to see. Jackie's coach, they're calling for a Kani Basami, which is actually an illegal move when standing up in this rule set, but on the ground is completely okay. And although now, unfortunately, Jackie is getting smushed, she was very close to a super deep entry on Alice's leg with that Kani Basami attempt. Unfortunately, the game Jackie's playing, often if it fails like it just did on that attempt, you end up in a pretty horrible pinned position. And Alice is doing a great job thus far shutting down the attacks of Jackie Hughes, but I wouldn't say she's done the best job of threatening the guard of Jackie Hughes. She has been defensive most of this match so far. She hasn't been under too much serious threat, but she has been constantly under the attacks of Jackie Hughes. I would say this is looking like probably another round for Jackie Hughes. She had some very close and vicious leg lock attempts earlier in the round. Alice is really going to have to start forcing the action if she wants to still have a chance of winning this match.
The judges score that round all to the blue corner.
So another round in the bank for Jackie Hughes. And Alice looking to change the game up now, which I definitely agree is a good move for her. She's not had that much success with her passing and top position thus far. Although Jackie Hughes' coach seems very happy that Alice elected to sit and pull guard as well. Jackie Hughes finding herself in on a butterfly ashy once again. Clearly a position she's very comfortable in, starting to threaten a straight ankle lock. And Alice looking to threaten with a counter of her own. Well done by Jackie now finding her way into a calf slicing position. Have to be super careful there. If you don't bolster your own leg, it's actually quite easy to snap your own knee. But Jackie seemed very unfazed by that. Alice finally getting a little bit of progress in terms of the guard passing, getting a chest-to-chest position. But props to Jackie Hughes, just never lets her secure the position. Alice was chest-to-chest. She was so close to locking her hands and getting that crossface underhook. Jackie managing to lock a Kimura from the bottom of a chest-to-chest half guard. And shout out to Jackie Hughes' coach. The man is very clear on exactly what techniques he wants to see from his student. Definitely the kind of coach you want in your corner, especially if you're in a high-stakes match and you are not used to competitions like this where you are the only one on the mat, everyone is watching. Having a super clear coach is invaluable. And once again, it looks like this might be the story of our match. Alice looking to pass and getting a little bit of threat on the guard of Jackie Hughes, but never really making meaningful progress through the guard of Jackie Hughes. To be fair, just as I say that, she does start getting close. But Jackie Hughes always finding a way to recover and counterattack no matter how close Alice gets to passing. Just as I said, Alice so close to mounting there, and Jackie just finds a way to get her knee back to her chest and defend herself. Again, like we said, Alice finally getting her chance to attack. She finds herself on the back of Jackie Hughes. Jackie finally looks like she's starting to fatigue a little bit. This is Alice's chance. She's been waiting the whole match for this. And unfortunately for Alice, like Jackie has done the whole match, she finds a way out, denies the advantage, and gets back to an attacking position. And Jackie back in on a calf slicer. I didn't get to see the entry there. Can't really see from where I am, but Jackie absolutely grimacing in this position. I can't tell if she's in pain or if she's just tired. But it is easy sometimes when calf slicing to hurt your own knee. I can't see if Jackie's been able to bolster her own leg to protect her lateral cruciate ligament. I'm sure she doesn't care and is just going to look for the finish regardless. And her legs were locked in a triangle, so her leg was bolstered. I would say that was just Jackie trying to finish the calf slicer as hard as she can. She wasn't grimacing in pain, just trying to get that finish.
All judges score this 29-28, 29-28, 29-28 to the winner from the blue corner, Jackie Hughes.